Okay.
All right, all right. We are back with another remote episode from the home of the Comedy Power Hour on KUAW 98.5 FM, brought to you by the Music and More Foundation. And y'all, I am excited. Today, this episode is jam-packed. We have some phenomenal women in the house, and I'm super excited. Right now, we have a few of them, and some of them will be joining us later, but I don't want to butcher anybody's intro, and I just want to give them their roses right here and now. So I'm going to go through our lineup and let them introduce themselves and tell you where they are from, because today is all about the Black Women in Comedy Laugh Fest Takeover. Pew, 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 pew. Yes. Got in person. We don't have to be virtual no more. Yes, yes. So I'm super excited to just get through this show and let's meet our wonderful, wonderful guests. Let's start with Mills Lane. How you doing today?
Hey, Janelle. I'm Mills Lane. I'm from the DMV. I've been doing comedy since 2013. Started on a DC improv, taking a DC improv class. I am super excited to come to Brooklyn in 2 days. I am nervous as I don't know what about the subway because I don't even have the DC Metro figured out yet. So I'm gonna need a partner. So ladies, help me.
SOS. I am with you. I am definitely with you. And below me, I have the wonderful, phenomenal Leanne Lord. How are you today?
Wow. I am great. Better now that I'm here. But hi, everybody who doesn't know me. My name is Leanne Lord. I am a stand-up comedian based here in New York City, but the Globe is where I perform once we can get out of this pandemic. I've performed in all 50 states, and yeah, y'all, we don't need all 50. So there's that. But yeah, pleasure to be here. I don't know if we're supposed to say how long we've been doing this, but I guess I started open mics with Harriet Tubman back in the day. Really funny chick, when she wasn't hustling and freeing folk. But yeah, no, I started in 92, and please don't do the math for me. I know what it is. It just hurts my feelings. But Janelle, thank you so much for having me here. I'm loving this sisterhood and camaraderie here.
Well, thank you for joining us. Oh my gosh. Listen, honor and a pleasure to be in your presence. So next I have Holly Harper. Oh my God.
Hello.
Holly, tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're doing.
Okay, well, I'm from Philadelphia and Cape May, New Jersey. Both parts of my childhood from there. And I started doing stand-up in 96, but then I dropped out for about 12 years and then came back in 2008 a little bit through my show, but I do stand-up, I do sketch comedy, and I do musical comedy. That's what I do.
Yes. Y'all know I'm like Holly's biggest fan. I just be outside 3 o'clock in the morning.
Grateful child. I'm grateful.
Stalker. Yeah. And to my next screen, we have another queen, NOJ. How are you, girl?
Oh, yeah, I'm so good. Thanks for having me. I'm NOJ, like she said. I'm representing for bishfunny.com here in Toronto, Canada. I've been doing stand-up comedy since 2015. I opened up at my mother's funeral, so I guess you could say I'm funeral funny. I'm funny to death, whatever. I'm really looking forward to the festival. I'm not going to be there because, you know, in Canada, they have us on lockdown. So technically speaking of Harriet Tubman, I would have needed her to come and break us out of here and carry us back across the border because we can't even get out of here. That's how locked down we are. But I'm on spreadsheet support, document support. So I'm here to make sure that the forms look good and that the numbers look good. So that's what I'm bringing to the festival table, if you will.
Awesome.
Wow, we've got our own geek squad. That is phenomenal. And we technically outsourced. Have we done that? Did we outsource to Canada? I love it.
Oh no, don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Well, that means it's gonna be done right.
Trouble. Also, I have the phenomenal, I love this lady and I'm so excited to meet her. Erica Nolan. Yes. How you doing, love?
Hey, I was a little bit messed up with the CST time too. I was gonna come on about 6. I was like, I have a whole bunch of time.
We got several time zones. So tell us where you're from, what you got going on.
Oh, I am from the Berkshires. I am from Massachusetts, New England. This little tiny spot, like 40 minutes from Albany, New York. But I started comedy when I was in DC. I lived in the DC area for about 30 years. So I was there for about 30 years and then had to restart comedy when I came up here, which wasn't so easy, but I'm getting there. I'm starting my grind. I do my show, The Project Hilarious. I started in DC around 2016 as the Funny Girl Takeover. And the only reason I did it really was, you know, networking and you need stage time. So you have to create your own stuff. And Hartford Phony Bone, when I moved up here, picked me up. So I do a monthly show there.
Awesome. Awesome. So that's one thing I love about this group is that you guys are all producers. We have an author in here, and Holly, who has a phenomenal project airing right now on Brick TV. Like, y'all are booming and blooming. Mills has a weekly show. Like, oh my gosh. I'll tap in real quick and ask NOJ because she talks about the benefits of humor and the health aspect and aesthetic. Give us what you're doing right now, because I think this is such a huge and unique project.
Oh, it's been really exciting this last month and a half or so. I've been working with a nonprofit organization here in Toronto talking about the healing power of comedy, you know, and they call it all kinds of different things, you know, like healing and humor and all of that stuff. But it really lets us shine a spotlight on how, you know, our comedy is literally providing self-care for other people. You know, people are laughing, they're letting go of all kinds of things, they're toning up their abs, they're bringing their blood pressure down. Like, these are real physiological benefits that are happening to people's bodies. We didn't even know we had that kind of power, you know? So it's like, yeah, comedians, we're literally like doctors out here saving people's lives, you know? So it's been really great getting to talk to people about ingesting comedy, being silly at work and telling your managers like, hey, no, this is an important part of me being a better worker. I got to stand around here and talk trash in the kitchen for half an hour when I should be working because it makes me better at my job, you know, all that good stuff. Right. So I've been loving it. I have just been loving it.
Yes, I think it's so helpful and so beneficial. I actually close every show about the benefit of laughter. So let's flip the script, and I like to just give some benefits of laughter because now I feel like I have somebody on here who specializes in the subject and is like vouching for the things that I Googled, right? So one thing that it does, the physical health benefits of it is it eases and relaxes muscle tension, which prevents heart disease, which we know is a huge, huge phenomenon in the African-American community with heart disease and just our dietary needs and what, you know, historically what we eat. So laugh. I'm just saying, you eat a pot of greens and some, you know, all the fried pork chops, smothered pork chops, you might want to laugh and walk out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I'm hungry. Thank you.
You said smothered pork chops, girl.
And now I'm ashamed because I totally just had a steak and cheese.
But you know what? For real though, you had me at collard greens.
Again. It also reduces cellular decay and lowers blood sugar levels. So I know we struggle with diabetes in our communities as well, and just blood sugar issues well. So one of the things and the benefits I love about laughter is sometimes when I feel like I'm laughing, I'm like, you know what? I just feel 10 times more healthier than I would have. And sometimes it kind of realigns my chakras for me. So I definitely recommend this. Thank you so much, NOJ, for just bringing that to the forefront and educating people. People think just out here crazy little narcissist.
The part where they say that it helps your abs, though. Like, could you literally laugh yourself to a six-pack? That's the part that I love. I'm like, forget them sit-ups and all that stuff. I'm just gonna eat whatever I'm gonna eat, and then I'm just gonna veg out in front of Hella Late with Holly Harper or something, and just boom up those.
Please do. Please do.
Yes. Yes, get some wings at the comedy clubs. Nothing wrong with it. Get them.
Yeah, but no, I need to laugh. I like to laugh every morning, but I laugh at ratchet stuff. Like I have my favorite YouTube video where that woman that Karen got slapped at the gas station. Oh. I saw that one, but the woman she got in the white and black striped dress. She got up in this woman's face and started shoving her, and she got slapped. My kids are like, "Mama, you watching it again?" Every time, it's like, oh. Oh goodness!
It makes you feel good.
It's funny that makes you laugh, and that makes me like meditate. It makes me breathe. Like, whoo, yes.
I see it.
It's that nice in and out. Like, yes.
I'm just like, look, she don't know what's about to happen. Oh God!
You know. Now you got me thinking, you know how when you go to museums and they always have like that art piece they're projecting? Maybe we need to start projecting like Karen's getting checked, like just a
yes.
Oh, you know that's going to be somebody's museum exhibit at some point as we talk about the race relations of the early 21st century. Please enter the Karen room.
Yes. Name it the That's What You Get exhibit.
Right. I told you.
You fitting to find out.
Yeah, that's what you should call it. You're gonna find out.
Fitting to find out. That could be that's a fitting to find out.
Yeah.
Out. Well,
it's like, what you do this weekend? I went to the You Fitting to Find Out exhibit. Oh, girl, I've been twice. Like, yes.
That'll give you a release. Like, ooh.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Cool.
So, to find out about this festival, y'all. I'm so excited just because the pandemic, the panorama, whatever we want to call it, has definitely taken comedy to a new place. And for me, I was, like, oh my gosh, what about festivals? What are we gonna do? So I'm just excited to see that we're back, and then back in New York of all places. Woo! I'm excited. So for my New Yorkers on here, how has it been with stages opening up? Like, what has that picture looked like for you all?
It's been slow. I mean, there've been a lot of illegal shows. We know that. There've been a lot of shows that wasn't really supposed to happen. But I mean, a lot of people are excited. People are excited to get out now. Yeah. That's what I find.
I mean, I had a show just yesterday. It was a brunch show in the afternoon. I'm like, we brunching and comedying? Okay. Hey. But I went, folk were there, So again, people, I agree, Holly. I think it has been slow. I think the city wants people out faster than maybe people are ready psychologically on one hand, but on the other side, people need a release. Zoom has been great. Zoom has been good to us. In terms of it being artists and consumers of art, to have something so readily available in our living rooms and our homes, but people are ready to be outside. They might be a little hesitant, but it's like, can I, so I think the festival is coming at the exact right time where we've been open for a minute, for a week or two. And so people are ready. And with something this good, oh, come on.
Yes. That is the part I'm just excited about, because coming from the Midwest and just seeing all of these variations of women and style of comedy, and just knowing the industry attention that's on it, but also the networking possibilities, y'all, like, I feel rich. I feel really rich. Like there's an endless amount of money in my bank account. How y'all feel? Y'all feel rich?
I feel excited. Excited because I've been doing all the scheduling, the lineups with all the comedians for the festival. So I had to watch all the submissions to know where to put people. or at least one or two categories, I was dying laughing. Like I was dying laughing, and all the different types of styles and different people from all these different places and the things they were talking about. I'm just excited. I'm excited to match the face with the name, with the submission, because I mean, I just saw the best, and I'm really excited. It's going to be great.
I think it's amazing too that every time I see one of the flyers come out with like 5, 6 different women in comedy, I didn't even know there were this many Black women in comedy. Like my mind,
You're like, who are these people? Like,
yeah, they just keep coming.
You know, and I want to see these women get large, right? Like these are the names that I should be saying to anybody, and everybody should know these names, right? Like we know who we know, but we got to know more of these women. I mean, there's so many amazing women.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's like a summer camp. That's how excited I am. It's like a summer camp. Packing all my stuff.
I mean, I'm always looking forward to getting on stage and performing, but that almost feels incidental to the hanging out I'm planning on doing.
Right.
Like it just being posted up at the bar and who comes in and, hey, how you doing? And hugging and, hey, I don't know you yet, but I'm gonna know you. You know, so I really am looking forward to that. But this, if I can, and Holly, correct me if I'm wrong, this festival really kind of speaks to what you guys are saying. You know, a lot of times, you know, over the years, if we've been on a show, it's been one of us.
Yep.
If it was 2 of us, it was an accident. If it was a bunch of us, it was, okay, we just doing a sister show, you know, and people not understanding that there is just as much diversity within us as there is in quote unquote mainstream. And I don't even know if I should call it mainstream. You
are like, we all have very similar experiences. And I'm just excited. You know, I'm going to still be nervous. However, this is my first festival. And to even be selected, I'm just jumping like, for real, you know, like this happened. So I'm excited.
I'm going to love on you and hug on you and never let you go. Oh my gosh. It's exciting. And to just add on to that, like, knowing that there's so many different levels of comedy within ourselves, I'm just excited for the crowds because they're going to want to see Black women. These people came to absorb us. And that's so exciting because sometimes doing a show and knowing, hey, I'm funny, but I get nervous because I'm like, I'm a Black woman. I'm the only Black woman in this club right now. I'm the only Black woman on this lineup. Like, how will these people ingest me? You get so nervous about how people will perceive you before they even get to the comedy, you know? So I'm excited to be able to go stage and know that these crowds came to get this baby oil and blue magic and cocoa butter.
Oh yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah,
I'm
they came.
so excited, and just to see, like, one of my biggest things is I struggle with what to wear on stage, and just
yes. I'm constantly like, yes,
women and other styles and other body types, just so I can see a representation of me. Oh my God.
What to wear on stage. I'm sorry, Leah, go ahead.
No, I just want to say after a while, you figure out what's most important is for you to be comfortable.
Yep.
Because when you're not comfortable in what you're wearing, I can tell you, oh, it looks great. If you don't feel that way, then it doesn't work for you. So, but when you can get on stage and what you think you are comfortable in and what you look good in, the audience senses that. You know, because you're right. They are judging you from moment one. And it's like, okay, go ahead and judge. I just bought this. You know, but feel comfortable, feel beautiful. And that's just part of, you know, everything we got to do to get on stage. But Holly, please, you were going to say something?
No, I was just saying, like, for me, it's weird because, you know, so much of my clothes are like mom clothes. I gotta be honest, you know, I got a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old. And it's like, you know, I was a work from home mom. So it was just like, get to the school, get to the playground, do this, do that. And then like, I would dress up for a show, you know, but with sketch comedy, it's different because I would just present the show and then it's just a bunch of characters. But like with stand up, it's like, am I dressing for a date? Like, what am I?
Right.
I mean, like, if you're someone that's been kind of a work from home, it's almost like you don't even have a sense of style sometimes, you know, anymore. So it's like, what am I even wearing on the outside? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I even wearing? So that's what I'm looking at the clothes now for this coming weekend. I'm like, I don't really know.
That is a struggle.
And I find that crazy, Holly, because I've seen you and you look amazing when you come out. So I don't know what you're doing.
But thank you. But when I come out, there be times where, thank you, but you talk about the comfort. There are times I've been on stage where I've been like, my foot's in a pool of blood right now. I'm just gonna keep telling these jokes. Yes, I'm dying right now.
I thought of that
Somebody
too.
asked me yesterday. They said, "My God, Leanne, those shoes are cute. Are they comfortable?" And I'm like,
Are you
"No."
out of your mind?
Yeah, but that mom clothing struggle, that is so real. Like I think right before the pandemic, I was totally there. Like I had some friends that had to run an intervention on me because it had been years since I wore anything that wasn't just prepared for someone to throw up on it or get something on it or something. Like I had nothing. My friend had to pull me aside and be like, look, you're going to be out there on stage. Don't make us look bad. You got to be, get yourself
Are
together.
we doing this for the culture?
Yeah, we got to do it. You got to look good.
Just throw them frames on. Just throw them frames on. You good.
Frames,
but I've been
earrings,
on like
ready.
a 1 year shopping spree, right? Like, so now I have a system. So I got glasses and I got shoes. So that's all I do is I mix the glasses and the shoes, and then whatever happens in between can just happen. But as long as the glasses and the shoes and the lipstick are popping, everything else will just have to be what it is.
Yeah.
So,
lipstick and
anybody
heels,
trying to
that's
figure
all.
out what to do with these COVID pounds? Because I'm fine in the square. Listen, a year eating comfort food has not helped my stage presence.
What? Yeah. What about COVID pounds? How many kids do you have kids? How many kids do you have? Because I got 6 kids in this house.
You have 6?
I've got 6 in this house. 4 are mine. 2 are my sisters. I don't even know how they got here.
I'm like, who are these other 2 kids? Why are these
folks just wandering in?
It's somebody else's cornflakes, y'all. What?
5 are teenagers, and I have no COVID pounds because I can't get no damn food. I can't get any food in this house. I like literally put something down and I go to the bathroom and I come back like, where's my food? Who took it?
You hide your ice cream in the frozen pea bag. The frozen peas.
Ooh, I hadn't thought
hide it in there. That's where you hide your ice cream. I hide all my snacks.
Anything in foil. My kids won't touch anything in foil. So but everything
perfect.
They will not open it.
This is a
good that outfit thing though, y'all. I haven't put a shoe on in a year, and I love women on stage with heels. But since I started, it was a tennis shoe and a t-shirt, and we'll figure out whether what type of stretch jean I'm gonna have on and how many spanks I have.
What type of stretch? You said the good stretch jeans or the other stretch jeans? Right. They all stretch. Hey, I'm not
the blue ones or the black ones. That's what I got this week, y'all.
Yes. Well,
you like the black ones or the black, the good black ones?
Good black.
The black.
Yeah, we'll want the gradations of black as the week goes on.
Because sometimes you wear an all black outfit and you see different shades of black. You're like, oh,
yes. You're not supposed to see that though. You're supposed to let that slide.
Like, let that blend in with the light. Yes. So this is a good segue for me because I want to talk about this right now in public media or social media and everywhere. Everybody just seems to be policing us and how we dress, how we present ourselves into the world. And all of this, it just seems like we're constantly battling against ourselves as comics. Like you guys have said, your mothers, your aunties, your producers, your writers. And on top of that, you're living a everyday just life. And sometimes we get caught up in, we have to, produce content and put content on social media right away. We got to stick to a strict schedule of life. We got to look a certain way. We got to, eat a certain diet. I want to know, how do you all maintain just normalcy amongst your life with the pressure of society and what we should look like, what our materials should look like, and how we should present ourselves as women? How are y'all balancing all of that?
I'm not.
Good answer.
I'm not trying to at all. I've had a hard time with the comedy only because with kids and, what if they want to grow up and be a certain person later? Do they want to find their mother saying or doing this? So that's about the worst I get is what I say now may affect them and grandchildren and things later. But I mean, I don't go too terrible, but sometimes it's a hard being me on stage. It's hard balancing. Like if I could bring the household me onto the stage, I think that's when I've arrived, and I can't quite cross that bridge yet. As far as policing, haven't even gotten to outside. I'm just inside my head, and inside my home.
Yeah, that and being I overanalyze, overthink. I'm also a Libra, if that plays any part in it, but I definitely will psych myself out of happiness because I'm just like, this is not right, this is not right, this may,
Exactly.
I feel like that third glass of wine where I'm like, forget everybody. I don't care.
You're like, everything's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how do y'all feel like, I know we see on social media the debate of the bonnets, like how are y'all taking this in and ingesting this? Come on, Leanne, with the coming. I'm ready.
Well, I'll tell you, like, I mean, as somebody that was raised like straight up Huxtable, consensual, straight up Huxtable, like a Huxtable cousin. Yeah, the respectability politics within me are very deep, very, very deep.
Yeah.
But I feel like you and your bonnet, if you're under 17, under 18, that's between you and your mama. If you over 18, that's between you and you. Yeah. And I'm really tired of people policing Black women when we have oath keepers and Proud Boys and 401 bills in 36 states, 41 states to suppress our voting rights. I just kind of feel like, first of all, Black women, y'all lucky to have us. Like, you're really lucky to have us. You're lucky that we raised y'all. We taught y'all how to do everything. And you want to look like us at every single turn. They want to look like, everybody want to look like they Black. They don't want to be Black. Right. And then they want to police us. Yeah, and they want to police us.
Nordstrom's, watch, it's going to be a couple $100. It's going to be on some white woman in a couple months, and then it will be all fine.
That's what I'm saying. You wait till Gucci and Fendi make that bonnet, and then you will see it everywhere. But I just kind of feel like, no, I'm not a fan of the bonnet outside, but I'm not here to tell Black women how to live and breathe. That's not my job.
No, exactly.
Absolutely.
It's not all Black women too. I mean, I think that's the issue that I have, is that people think that it's a universal experience. Like if you see a couple of Black women in a bonnet, then all of a sudden we're like in an epidemic of Black women wearing slippers and stuff like that. I'm like, no, that is absolutely not what's happening here. There are much bigger problems to worry about than whether or not that Black woman is wearing a bonnet in the street. I just want to see that Black woman be successful and get where she's going to alive. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about what's on her head.
I would like the same energy that we've put into the bonnet discussion, put into why Black women make 65 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
I would like my money, please. But I will say, and I will confess, like Holly, I'm very, I guess my parents and grandparents meant well, but I am steeped in respectability politics. Mm-hmm. Like that's my hashtag, but I'm dealing with that because we were taught all we had to do was look right, act right, be right, and everything was going to be okay. Right. They really thought that was going to be the case for us. Mm-hmm. Wrong call. They moved the goalposts again. What are the odds? Mm-hmm. So that you have a whole generation that is really dealing with what that means for us, being raised that way and trying to not be judgmental, trying to step out of that. But on the other side, I do think there is a big difference between being casual and comfortable and being frowsy, as my grandmother would say. Mm-hmm. Like how you gonna walk out your house looking broke down? And this ain't about the man. This ain't about the system. This is how you leave your home. Mm-hmm. This is how you represent yourself. I could be comfortable without looking broke down. So I do think there's a difference. And we take the respectability politics out of it. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I guess somebody's gonna have to meet me outside on this. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you go to a Walmart, you will see everybody internationally looking sloppy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just what every race girl, Walmart.
I know, but I wasn't raised like that. My mother was like,
I had to go to the Midwest.
Yeah, right? I don't care what your girlfriends are doing. I don't care what your little friends are doing. This is what we do in this house. And that, so I don't care how folk are looking at Walmart. I'm going to be in there with my pearls and ball gown.
Wow. But you see, that's why I asked what you're gonna do. Like once you see that, you know, that you were raised differently than someone else, then you have to ask, what are you gonna do with that? Because I was thinking about this sister who I met in 1995. I was working in Detroit. I did a little cross border myself, right? And I worked on a high floor. In the elevator, a Black woman followed me upstairs to one of the higher floors until everybody got off, just so that she could say to me, you know, you make us all look bad coming around here with your hair looking like that.
Oh,
you're gonna set us
looking like
back.
what? Like what?
Looking like what it looked like back then. You know?
Wait, were you natural back in the 90s? Because it was hard being natural in the 90s.
I was natural in 1995, and I was going to my job looking like buckwheat, and I did not care because I was young and I was like, F the system. I think my hair still has a little bit of F the system to it, but this F the system was definitely not what was going down in 1995. And this, I mean, I have never forgotten that moment, you know, my shame of having this sister drag me, but I understood that she was coming from the heart. She told me, you're never going to get anywhere professionally with your hair looking like that. You need to fix it because you're making us all look bad.
But it's like, okay, I understand if she's trying to help you with your career, but making us look bad, like, so my Black hair makes you look bad.
Right.
Come on now, Holly, you can't be surprised. I mean, this is where our grandmothers and mothers were coming from. I mean, when I went natural, that was one of my biggest fights with my mother. It took her years to finally go, oh, that looks nice, but it was a struggle.
Right.
There's a book, I just finished reading it today, called Cast by Isabel Wilkerson.
Great.
And you don't need the dominant cast or the mainstream to put you in your place when they got us to check us.
Yeah.
You know, so that it was another sister that said something to you about your hair, I am not surprised. Which gets to the point of you can have your preferences for you and how you walk out the door. How dare you check another sister?
Exactly.
I mean, unless her tag is showing and you go, sis, I just want to tuck your tag in. That's different. But telling her how to walk in the world, that's a little bit beyond your pay grade to do that to another woman.
Yeah.
And in my house, it was, you know, make sure you look nice, but it was also make sure you have on a good bra.
Yeah.
So you need to lift them. You need to make sure you have on a good bra.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Wrinkled, you know, none of that. I mean, it's a lot of, like, still to this day, like, it's instilled in me to take my shower at a certain time and to, you know, iron my clothes at a certain time. Like that, we grown women and we still prepare for work the next morning because our mothers always made us have our school clothes out and all of those different things you take into your adulthood. Like, I can remember laying my clothes out in college and my roommates looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Like, because y'all don't know Carolyn gonna come up here and beat us all, okay?
Wow, that's hilarious.
I think, like, even what NLJ was saying, this woman policing her, it kind of stems from our childhood because it takes a village. So it was always that other woman trying to check you in half of your mother and your ancestors, you know, like, so it's crazy, but at the same time, I think what is so jarring about it is that people just don't like the source that it comes from. I mean, even growing up, we didn't like our mothers telling us how to dress or how to present ourselves. But then you have like a name like Monique get on the internet, or you have all these men get on the internet and tell us, y'all shouldn't do this, y'all shouldn't do that.
When men are something else.
And they can really go scratch. Like, they can really go scratch.
Right.
It's like, really, like, men, I'm sorry. I know wives that still wash underwear of their husbands that have skeet marks. I'm not really trying to listen to men tell me how to do anything, but maybe where my husband is down the hall. That's all they can really tell me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, maybe this freedom we've been fighting for really has to start with us.
It is. It is. We have to stop policing each other. And it's funny because how some people are respectability politics with clothes. That's how I am with, like, skin. Like, if I see ashy Black folk, like, I get obsessed. And I'm just like, oh my God. I have gone to strangers and been like, I just want to give you just a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't. Like, when I was growing up, like, you could be spanked for being ashy. Like, no,
Wow.
handle
Wow.
that.
And
Handle
to
that
me,
right now.
wow, it's funny you say it's like, to me, that's a sign of love, because my mom always put the little dab of lotion in my hand. If we were in the car with my dad would get some lotion. And so whenever I see a man with ashy hands, I'm like, oh, he must be single. Because what woman
Thank
would
you.
let him
Thank
go
you.
out with
Ooh.
ashy hands?
Very-
Isn't that crazy? I mean, we just have these preconceived crazy notions, based on what we were raised with.
Yeah. And when you have
Yeah,
kids,
girl, don't let
it
me
really,
be ashy.
thank you. I will. And when you have kids, it really comes through.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
how you dress
Mhm.
your kids, how you do their hair, how their skin, how they speak. It's amazing the stuff that comes out of you with your children. Sometimes you didn't even know was there.
Mm-hmm. So what about the husk? I don't know what y'all call it up north, but the husk on the bottom of your feet, that's what we call it down here.
The
Oh,
husk?
You gotta get that
You gotta
heel,
take
you
care
gotta
of that.
floss that extra
Oh,
skin.
Oh.
I hate to see that
You mean on
on
your foot? On the foot or the
on the
shoe?
bottom of your foot.
You
On
mean
your
when your foot gets
Oh, well, you
Husk.
look like
We
you
call
got
it husk.
slave foot. Like you got a slave foot.
see,
Oh,
listen
that's
at
a runaway
us.
foot. That's a
Gotta
runaway
be
Listen
foot.
ready.
at us, y'all. Come on now.
See, come on.
Okay, that's some African American culture stuff right there.
Yes,
I tell
yes,
you,
it is.
my
Yeah.
foot
I was like, yo, your foot's
Hard,
looking for the
hard.
North Star. Your foot is
my foot
looking
gotta
for
be
the
hard
North
because
Star.
I gotta walk on the beach, in the Caribbean where my people come from. You can't have that scaled down. I just had a pedicure foot if you're gonna be walking across sand trying to get to the water, crushing
Okay.
crabs and stuff. So I'll tell you, my foot bottom is hard, but it still looks darn good in a bikini. I'll tell you that.
Hey, you won't be looking at your foot in the bikini. We'll be looking at your foot.
It's all part of the
Well-
package. It's a whole package.
The whole package.
So, ladies, with the festival coming up, let me ask y'all this, because I saw this meme and I shared it with y'all about the art of comedy. And I see that a lot. People are being very sensitive. I'm excited to do the festival, but it's new territory. I'm still doing shows, but then I'm still like, will people get nervous? Will people be sensitive? Will I step on toes, especially after the pandemic? You don't want to necessarily do COVID related jokes because of the status quo. Do y'all feel that comedy is becoming prehistoric, or just it's becoming where it's hard to do it because people are so sensitive? Do you find yourself walking on eggshells, producing or creating content or writing?
I write a lot and I create a lot.
I feel like we get a pass, or at least, if they're going to check us in another year. But I feel like right now we should be able to do whatever jokes we want to do. Right.
Yeah, it's not about us right now. Yeah, I think that, like she said, it's not about us right now. They're not thinking about us, at least now.
Yeah,
I think we can do what we want to do.
I think there's a misconception or a misunderstanding of comedy history. Comedy's never been safe. Comedy's never been easy.
Mm-hmm.
We can take it all the way back to somebody like Lenny Bruce, who got arrested. Dick Gregory, who was doing, he'd open up the newspaper and doing jokes and telling folks about themselves. So it's always been a dangerous craft to do. You're going to step on toes. And so the political correctness has always been trying to catch up with what we're doing. Now, on the other side, I don't think that gives you a pass to be reckless. There still has to be some sensitivity or some awareness, especially if you're doing corporate work, for example, because a comedy club setting is very different from a corporate setting. If somebody hires you and says, can this show be clean? You say yes and do it, or you say, you know what, no, because I want to be raunchy. I want to do my HBO show. But when it comes to, being able to fulfill a contract, there are going to be certain requests made of you. And particularly if you do corporate work or you do TV work, and it's up to you to say either yes or no, or how can you creatively get your point across? Because that's what we're being paid to do. How can we be creative in how we say things? And if you're restricted by a word, you didn't write well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another thing I see is a lot of people saying, well, things aren't funny right now. And things are, and I'm like, you weren't funny before. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
what you think that you can't say that you haven't said for the last 20 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, your movies bombed before. Your specials kind of sucked before.
Yes.
But now all of a sudden you're not funny because you can't. And also I'm like, well, what is it that you want to say that you can't say?
Right.
Because you can say anything you want in a way to not just be punching down at people.
Yeah.
Like there's ways of saying things. There's ways of asking questions without just. So I just want to ask, what can you not do?
Yeah.
What's being blocked from you?
What is it that you want to say so bad? Like I see so many comedians like, well, you know, if I can't say this and that about Black people, if I can't call women the B word, if I can't make all these jokes about, like, fat is a big one, you know, like we can't talk about fat because people are so sensitive. I'm like, I see all kinds of women out there doing jokes about fat. I see men doing jokes about fat. I don't know if anybody in the audience is offended because that's the part that we don't get to know. But I think that people are forgetting what comedy is about. Like if you come there, you get what you get. If you sit in the you get what you get.
Yes.
Right. So I think if you don't like it, if you don't like what I said, then you don't have to. Next time you see me performing, you don't have to come. Right. But that's the last freedom that the audience has. If you don't like me, don't watch me. Because there's plenty of comedians that I don't watch because I don't like their stuff, or I find it completely gross or it's uncalled for. So I don't watch them. But I don't deny them the right to say that they're going to do what they're going to do. But I'm not going to watch them and I'm not going to pay to see them. So if that's what people need to do, that's what they need to do.
Listen, people don't even have the strength to scroll. You understand? They on Twitter getting mad, and it's like, is your thumb broke? You don't need. You can scroll past this conversation. You cannot go to this show. You cannot be a fan of this comic. You are going out for grown folk entertainment.
Yeah. That's the difference. I like we said, NOJ with Leanne. If I don't like somebody, I'm not trying to like stop them from being on stage. I just don't mess with them. I just scroll by. Find something. I go to the woman getting slapped at the gas station.
Their careers.
Oh, it makes me laugh so much. But
but that's a life lesson. You know, people who have problem with people who are gay, like they're not looking at you. Leave it. You know, stay in your lane. Like
that belongs to you.
That's like it sounds like when people go that hard, be misogynistic, or homophobic, or racist, and they say, I can't say what I want to say. It's like, no, I think you need to be told that you've got some issues. This is beyond, you've got issues, and we're recognizing your issues. That's really what it is.
Right. Like we would probably collectively not find a serial killer on stage telling jokes about killing folk to be funny. Why? Because killing folk is wrong. So, you know, a lot of people hide in comedy. They think this gives me the cover to say what I want to say, or talk down to who I want to talk down to, or be mean or be powerful, and thinks that the stage gives them power. The stage is where you're vulnerable. Your power comes from your vulnerability and your honesty, you know, and then connecting with the audience, because you're telling something that maybe they can't say out loud, you know. And if you're coming from a place of punching down, no, I'm sorry, that's not what we're here for.
And there's a lot of comedians that don't need a mic. They need a couch. They need to go sit down. They're not funny.
That
they need to sit down.
I find that so entertaining, because normally you will see that. You see those people who like loathe the audience, and they just pound on them and then get off stage and go, oh, that audience really sucked. And I'm like, what? Like you talked about their mothers horribly. Like, what did you expect? You know? So, and that's a big thing for me. Like you said, some comics need to sit down, and I just hate when you get into those shows where people will literally blame the audience. And I'm like, I love that audience. Where did that notion, you know, come from? But it really is horrible to see that type of hate come out, where people are just being their true selves, you know, through that really crappy punchline, you know.
And, you know, you can learn a lot from the audience too. I think as comedians, sometimes we need to humble ourselves when, you know, I had somebody ask me before, have you ever bombed so badly? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have bombed. You know, I remember I bombed in front of a young crowd one time because, you know, I want to be up there at my age talking about like, oh, you remember rotary phones? You remember this, that, the other? You know, they couldn't
You gotta be
relate
like, a
to
rotary
it.
phone.
They're like, what? They couldn't relate to it. I didn't do enough research in advance to figure out what kind of audience that I was dealing with. And I was green enough that I couldn't switch it up on the fly. That doesn't make them a sucky audience. It doesn't make me a bad comedian. It just means we're not a good fit. And you just got to keep going on with it. But you can't blame the audience because they're not into whatever outdated, racist, sexist, whatever. Like, the culture is changing, and we as comedians, our content's got to change right along with it. And that's how we're going to stay effective. You know, just like you were saying about just opening up the newspaper and commenting on what's there. We got to be nimble. We just got to keep it moving and talk about what makes sense to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Well, we are coming to a close end. So I just want to tap into all of your talent. Let us know any showcases you have coming up in New York or locally or wherever. And let us know what projects you have out there or have coming up. I want to know. Come on, don't be shy. Anybody, jump in.
Well, I want you all to watch Hella Late with Holly Harper. I do. It's on Brick TV. If you're not anywhere near Brooklyn, it's also on YouTube. You just type in Hella Late with Holly Harper. And it's there. It's 4 episodes. Last week was the first episode, and now tomorrow night it's second episode. So I hope you watch it.
Please watch it. It is hilarious.
It was funny.
Thank you so much.
That was good. And the Black Women in Comedy Festival starts Wednesday.
Yes, we're all in the festival. So you gotta come to the Black. You see all these women. You got to come. We're gonna see NOJ on the Zoom the following week. Yes, we are. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, we are. But yeah.
You guys can catch me weekly, and not this week though. I'm on a break, IG Live, and all of these lovely ladies have been on my show, Just Being Honest with Mills Lane. I just always want my viewers to learn something from my guests, but this last month with you ladies has been so phenomenal for me, and just feeding off your energy has been great. But as for this week, which I'm uber excited about, Wednesday night, I will be at Friends and Lovers. Look, let me read my list. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Woo, put them glasses on.
Wednesday night, 9:00, Friends and Lovers in Brooklyn. Thursday night, the 18th, the 17th, I will be Gotham Comedy Club in Manhattan. That's a 10 p.m. show. I'm gonna need to start doing day party comedy because staying up is not my thing. And then Friday night, I'll be back at Friends and Lovers at 8:00.
Epic.
Nice.
Leanne, what you got? And you also have books out right now, correct?
Yep.
Yes. I've written several. The ones that most people know is sort of like a memoir, short story, like a Irma Bombeck type book, short comedy essays called "Real Women Do It Standing Up." Stories from the career of a very funny lady. That's available on Amazon. All my books are on Amazon, and my very favorite is called Dick Jokes. I had to enunciate that T. That is short for dictionary. And my major in school was journalism and creative writing, and I was just a word nerd, and I always thought that words would be more fun if they meant what they sound like, and that's what that book is, just A to Z words. And what's fun is they are actually real words with my funny definition. Like I always thought the grammatology sounds like the study of grandmothers. It's not, but you will get the real word, it's funny definition, and if you pay attention, it's real definition, and it's part of speech. So you can mess around and learn something, but I don't lead with that. Just it's fun. It's a little coffee table book. It's a bathroom reader. You can get those abs you talk about when you read it and start laughing. So thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be part of the festival, June 16th through 20th. Multiple venues, multiple times around the city. I'm headlining several shows. Friday I will be at West Side Comedy Club. This is their opening week, which corresponds with the festival. So we get to sort of support each other in that. And I always tell people they can find me and all things connected to me at veryfunnylady.com, because unless you birthed me, if you just met me, you don't know how to spell my name. That's the relationship right there. So until we get there, where that GNH is in my name, veryfunnylady.com is how you can find me and what I'm doing and all my social media.
Epic. Erica, what you got coming up, love?
Well, same with all the ladies. I will be in New York next week getting lost. So please send me your numbers. I am scared. I don't want to drive everywhere, but I may just do that. But I'm at the Black Women in Comedy Laugh Fest Thursday. I'm at Westside Comedy Club. Friday, I'm debuting Project Hilarious at Brooklyn House of Comedy. That's all I'm on. So I'll be hanging around. Besides that, yeah, that's it. And Project Hilarious is returning to Hartford Funny Bone. So if you guys are in the area, hit me up. Hopefully we'll be monthly and we're going to get that back on the road.
I would love to come.
I would love for you guys to come up. So please let me know your availability. And as my dates come out, I'll reach out. We're going to take it over.
All right.
NOJ, what you got going on your way?
Well, I got vacation from work coming up, so that's really a big thing, because I still have the time that I booked off to come to the festival when I thought these people would have some sense and open the border, but they didn't. So I'm just going to be, from this Wednesday until next Monday, I'm going to be completely off the plantation day job and just 100% throwing my support on the Black Women in Comedy Festival. I'm going to be online, ready to help out with anything that needs to be helped out between day drinking and brunch with all the friends that I don't usually get to be. So I may not be sober, but I will be available. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Love it.
Hey,
Janell.
Yes, I am here. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
No, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, and please forgive me for talking out of turn, but I got it in my background and forgot to mention it. My Dry Bar comedy special is out. So, and Dry Bar has been, there's a whole special, and then they cut it up and they've been sending out clips of the show. So
they're really funny. They're hilarious.
I'm really proud of that. So
They're
it was
super epic, and on a bucket list of any comic. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I told y'all I was sitting amongst Black excellence, y'all. I was not playing.
No, Leanne's Dry Bar is really funny. It's really funny.
Yes,
she is linguistically vicious.
I love
vicious on the mic. Vicious on the mic.
Yes. So I like to highlight a comic every show, and of course, with us all coming together, I have to highlight Miss Joanna Briley.
Yes. Joanna.
First of all, she works nights, so I don't even understand how she has the energy to do what she does, but she always connects a phenomenal group of women to network with and to just thrive and help this all come together. So I have to give her roses. Without her, there would just be no festival. There would be no point of conversation today. So thank you so much, Joanna. And I pray you get the best sleep after all of this. Just good old-fashioned good sleep. And just thank you for everything that you do. And just thank you for having faith in us. Being on the New York comedy scene, especially being a little Black girl from Kansas City, I would have never thought in a million years I would touch New York, let alone with comedy. So being in the space with you heavy hitters and just absorbing and learning so much, I am excited. And it's because of her. I'm thankful. And I'm just, I have the feels. I can't really articulate how I feel. I just want to dance, but I can't dance. A lot going on, but I'm just super stoked and excited to meet everyone and just to literally engage in just awesomeness and just Black girl magic. To close out the show, I want to give y'all some upcoming shows coming up in Kansas City and as well as locally and around the area, regionally around the area. We got Melissa oh my God, I just hate butchering her last name, but I love her so much. Melissa Villasenor from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
City. So I'm super excited. That'll be June 16th. And then we have Joe List coming June 24th, June 26th, and Alex Moffitt of SNL as well coming July 1st to July 3rd at the Comedy Club of Kansas City, located on 1130 West 103rd Street. And then coming to the Kansas City Improv, we have one of your favorite, D. Ray Davis, coming the 18th through the 20th. And then we have a dry bar comedy special engagement of Brad Upton on the 22nd.
Oh, nice.
Favorite, the Christine Show. I just love her. She makes church look fun. She really does. She'll be here on the 24th, and good old Damon Williams is coming back as well. I'm super excited. He'll be here July 2nd through July 3rd. So make sure you get your tickets. Also, the 27th, I cannot stress this enough. I have a live comedy taping at Local Legends Comedy Club. So please get your tickets. Please come out. It is the She Funny AF comedy taping. It's a lot of us on there. I'm super stoked to be reunited with Sean Hill. She'll be in the building and she'll be taping as well. So please make sure y'all get tickets to that. And also the Frames and Figures fashion show I'll be hosting as well on the 26th. So Kansas City, we open. It's hot girl summer. Let's go. Let's do it. Please put your mask on and don't mask shame people if they got it on. It's okay. Mind your business. Mind your business.
Yes.
But I'm so excited. Black Women in Comedy Laugh Fest. Woo! I bought this tomorrow. I'm excited. I done checked in, Lord, done paid for these bags, and I'm excited to get lost. And I think we should come up with a call whenever somebody's lost. Just yell it out. Just something somebody can find you.
We should just have a couple text threads. Just have like 4 or 5 text threads.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially with some New Yorkers. I can help you out with the subway. I can help y'all out with the subway.
Yeah, thank you. I'll get with you for real.
Yeah, like can we do a WhatsApp, with folks, so with at least one New Yorker in the group?
Yeah.
That'll be, I'm gonna download that now. I need that. I never use that app. I use it one time and then delete it. I need it. I need to keep it. That's good to know. Well, ladies, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know some of y'all are packing and getting everything together. We keep down the edges and everything. Get the lipstick and heels ready for the lipstick.
Oh, that's my show. Yes.
Or the Vans, the tennis shoes.
Yes.
Like they must not know about my ankles. Woo!
Like lipstick and heels. But like Vaseline and sneakers. No.
Okay, I'm up to wearing flats to the show. I'm carrying my shoes. Now I'm just gonna bring the shoes on stage and just gonna hold them. This is what I would have worn pre-pandemic. Put them on the stool.
Throw them out like Patti LaBelle. Just throw them out.
I'm not trying to catch that lawsuit, sis.